Hopefully you guys can see this. This is my collection of Jeff Gordon. And Jeff won 93 races. You can see this, but I'm really trying. So, Jeff Gordon won 93 races. Y'all, that's a lot of races. That's half a career, is what that means. It's a long time. There we go. All right. When I say Jeff Gordon did not always used to drive a Chevrolet, y'all, he drove the #1 Babe Ruth Ford Thunderbird for Bill Davis Racing in the NASCAR Busch Series. Won that race in 1992 at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. And then Jeff got his first start driving this car. Number 24 DuPont Chevrolet Lumina. 93 Lumina. And yes, it has the rookie stripe on the back. Believe it or not, Jeff Gordon was a rookie at one time. After 93 wins, couple Daytona 500, he's a three-time Daytona 500 champion. Got his debut 3/15/92. He's a two-time Daytona 500 champ, a 5-time Brickyard champion, and a 4-time Winston Cup champion. Jeff Gordon won the 39th annual Daytona 500 February 16th, 1997. And in that year, that's the year that Dale Earnhardt crashed. And Dale said, "Hey, all 4 tires are back on this thing. Get out of my race car." And Dale fired it up, and he finished the race. He didn't have a single DNF in 97. But then, Jeff Gordon with his 93 wins. Now, 97 was probably the best year for Jeff. This is a championship. Well, it ain't it's a ring that back then you won. Jeff won the 97 Daytona 500. He won the Coke 600, and he won the Southern 500. So that's 3 iconic victories that were back in the time for Jeff Gordon. Jeff was a good driver. I mean, you know, Jeff is now the VP for Hendrick Motorsports. And, y'all, I'm telling you, when you become vice president of an organization that you've been around forever, I say kudos to you, man. That's pretty flippin' awesome. I mean, Jeff was, you know, Jeff was more polished than Dale Earnhardt, you know, and Jeff made an image that a lot of people didn't like. But you know what? He's always going to be Jeff Gordon. I don't care the way you look at it. Now, Jeff was born August the 8th, 1974, in Vallejo, California. The family moved up to Indiana. Well, basically, Jeff was born in Vallejo, California, but grew up in Pittsburgh, in Indiana. Got his feet wet in the Legend Series. You know, the ASA Sprint, the little Legends cars. I wish I had one of his. And I'm still getting more Gordon stuff. See, I grew up liking Jeff Gordon and Dale Earnhardt. I mean, because those two, you know, Dale always joked with Jeff about being the Wonder Boy. You know, he was polished. He was more, you know, and that's how Jeff drove. That's how Jeff was. But Jeff Gordon drove, I wouldn't say aggressive, but, you know, Jeff was more, like I said, he was more polished. He was more, you know, he'd come into the sport not rough and tough, you know, like Earnhardt did. He didn't have to run. He didn't have to come in as hard as Gordon did. Let's see here. He was more, I wouldn't say laid back, but he was more, you know, I don't know what the right word is for this. It's early in the morning, y'all. He was more prone for not an aggressive style of driving, but more of a, I mean, Jeff did drive aggressive. I mean, you know, that's just how drivers are now. I mean, Jeff drove the way Jeff Gordon drove. But if y'all can see this in here, got a car in here that's pretty controversial. This car right here, the 1997 Winston All-Star car. Basically, the car was so good that that car was so fast that they weren't about to let it drive. I mean, Jeff Gordon, you know, drove his race car so well. It pretty much dominated all the Winston things that year. And so they get it back to the shop, and I go, hey man, we can't run this in the 600. This thing's too flipping good. Well, what I mean by that is Jeff's car ran so well that they were looking at something happen to it, like they added something to it, which they did. You know, NASCAR is based on cheating. Hey, we're going to do a little cheating on it. So 76 years, you can't tell me NASCAR ain't based off of cheating. Well, let's just say they tweaked some stuff that they shouldn't have tweaked. They added an extra fuel cell for a little bit extra gallon of gas. Yeah, that's NASCAR didn't find that out until they got back to the garage. So they basically made them strip that car down so they could run it in the 600, in the Coke 600 that following year. Well, they weren't very pleased with that idea. Ray Evernham wasn't very pleased with it. But, you know, things happen, man. I mean, it was a championship year for Gordon. I mean, you know, Gordon won the championship in 95, 97, 98, and 2001. And he's like I said, he's a 4-time Winston Cup champion, 5-time Brickyard winner. But you know, Jeff Gordon, you know, was a great man. Everybody has a history, okay? Everybody's got a past. Shoot, even I have a past. But this man, and basically, he still co-owns the 48 car, which is now driven by Alex Bowman. Used to be driven by Jimmy Johnson. He co-owns the 48 car. I think what's eventually happening is, speaking of the Hendrick Motorsports camp, I think Rick's fixing to probably retire, and I think he's trying to get all his ducks in a row before he does retire, because I know Chad Canals, Jeff Gordon, you know, I think they're a great fit for that organization. And, you know, if Rick were to retire, they could take this with the ball rolling. And who knows? That may happen. We don't know. But, and if it does, you know, it'd be, Jeff Gordon would own Hendrick Motorsports. I mean, he's a very, very great businessman. And, you know, Jeff is a driver and an owner that I look up to. And I'm just wondering that, you know, his wife Ingrid and his 2 kids, I can't remember his daughter's name, but his son's name's Leo, which, very cool. But anyway, Gordon is a great ambassador for NASCAR, and so is Rick Hendrick. I mean, there ain't no better team that I can think of than Hendrick Motorsports. And like I said before, this is the first time I can remember me and my dad both going for the same team. I can remember, you know, being with Hendrick, growing up a Dale Earnhardt fan, but after, you know, it was kind of mixed for me, because I liked Dale Earnhardt, but I was more for Jeff Gordon. You know, the Rainbow Warrior paint scheme was just a hip new car. And before Jeff, you know, it was Gordon, or it was Earnhardt. But don't get me wrong when I say this, y'all. I still liked Earnhardt. You know, he was that kind of driver that just had a badass attitude. And Gordon was up there. He was on that second level. And got another shelf right down here I'm going to show you. This car here, is a 24 DuPont Chevy Lumina, or the 24 DuPont Nicorette COT car. The car next to it is a car that Brian Vickers used to drive when he drove up for Rick Hendrick. As you can tell, both the hoods are up. Give you a better view here. This one's the Elite Edition, so it's gonna have, it's gonna have more details than this one does. It's got the hood levers and all that, which I don't have them right now. But it's gonna have more, more into it, more of the, inside of the car. It's gonna have, gonna have more of your hoses. It's gonna have the battery box. Now the batteries on these cars are not in the motor. They're on the side of the car, because on these cars the battery won't fit inside the engine, because you don't want the battery inside the engine. Now that they use two types of batteries. One, the battery for the dashboard, batteries for the electrical stuff, and then the actual battery for the car. But the car battery, I mean, I can't tell you how many times they've had to replace a battery on these cars. But this is a video dedication for Hendrick Motorsports and Jeff Gordon. And there's a bunch of drivers that have driven for Rick. I gotta figure out why that's leaning. Probably not up here, right? No, it's not. Had to be on it. So anyway, guys, this is going to be one of those videos that's a dedication for Jeff Gordon and Hendrick Motorsports. I think it's the greatest Rio ever. But if y'all, are Hendrick Motorsports fans, I mean, yes, this is back when Ricky Rudd used to drive for Hendrick. I like Hendrick Motorsports. If you guys are Hendrick Motorsports fans, just hit me up in the comments. Say, about Mr. H and, Rick Hendrick. But yeah, this is a quick, little video on my so far collection of Jeff Gordon stuff. I mean, this is not all this is not all I have. This is pretty much all I have of Gordon, but there are going to be more of it in here. But yeah, I mean, 5-time Brickyard winner. I don't think anybody's going to repeat that format. Being a 5-time Brickyard winner, I mean, I don't know. We just don't know. What are some tracks that y'all been to, and what are some tracks that you guys like? Now, coming up, we're going to do another video on Bristol Motor Speedway. We're going to get into the back history of it. It's just Bristol's a track I just really, really love, and I'll tell you a little bit about Bristol. It's a great racetrack. It's phenomenal, and if you've never been to Bristol, y'all have got to go. It's a beautiful facility here in Northeast Tennessee. We just can't tell ourselves how lucky we are to have a speedway. Two speedways close to here. We just can't be that we can't be lucky enough to get a track in Bristol. And the Concrete Canyon is pretty much what I call it. I mean, it is king concrete. But yeah, if you guys ever been to Bristol or any other NASCAR speedway that I haven't been to, like Richmond or Martinsville, well, I've been to Martinsville, or I've been to Daytona. If you guys have ever been to the old Chicagoland Speedway, or if you've even been to Kansas, or if you've been to Phoenix, just let me know what tracks y'all have been to and which tracks are worth going to. Because, I mean, there's a bunch of tracks that I haven't been to that I'd like to go to. I mean, I'm not saying I've been to every speedway, But I've been to, I've been to Darlington. I've been to, I've been to a good number of tracks. Just haven't been to, I haven't been to like Michigan, which I heard Michigan was, kind of a snooze fest. But hey, I'd love to go back to Martinsville. I'd love to go. I wouldn't mind going to Phoenix, or excuse me, I wouldn't mind going to Homestead. I mean, and another thing you guys can let me know of. Where do you guys think the 2025 schedule is going to look like, and what do you think of the championship potential is going to be in the near future? Because for the last 5 years, you've had the championship here in at Phoenix. So where else could NASCAR have the championship? Again, hit me up in the comments. Let me know, and we'll see what happens. And this is going to do it for Dirt Track Boys. I just want to say, if you're a fan of Hendrick Motorsports like I am, hit me up in the comments. No negativity, please, on this channel. We're trying to get good up, and we're trying to let everybody know that, hey, this is a great channel, friends and family of all kind. And again, I'd love to get some more subscribers on this channel, so you guys can hit it up and let me know your comments about Jeff Gordon. Let me know what you think about the near future of NASCAR, and just how it's going, because I'd like to hear from you guys. And Dirt Track Boys is a I mean, who's your favorite driver? I mean, is it a Hendrick driver? Is it a a Toyota driver, or a Ford driver, or Stewart Haas, or Penske, or Joe Gibbs? I mean, even Rick Ware Racing. I mean, who's your guys' favorite NASCAR team and driver? I mean, a lot of you probably, I don't know what you guys a lot are going to say, but that's cool too. Again, this is a video that we're going to do a dedication of Jeff Gordon, and a lot of little other things that we put in it. But yeah, this is mainly for the man who's won 93 races, who's got 4 Winston Cup championships, and basically the start of his year was 3:15.92. He ended it 11:14, 2015. I mean, Jeff Gordon's a great ambassador for Hendrick, which I knew that's where he would probably end up at, being the ambassador for Hendrick. And again, if you guys know anything about Gordon that I haven't told y'all, hit me up in the comments. Let me know what some of your favorite Gordon moments are. Whether it be the win of the '97 Daytona 500, when Rick Hendrick was diagnosed with cancer and couldn't be at the track, and had had a 1-2-3 finish and at Daytona. So yeah, hit me up. Let me know what you guys are, what your main spiel is about Gordon, and just love to hear from you. And we'll try to get some stuff out for you about different things in the future on where we go and on the tracks and stuff. Like I'm going to really try to get you guys into Bristol Speedway and to see a view from it. But right now we're just dealing with I have to eat. We have to go through the right hoops and everything. And again, Dirt Track Boys, and I love you guys, and we'll see y'all coming up shortly in another video. Like, subscribe, comment, like and subscribe to my channel. And we'll try to get more takes on it, and we'll see where it goes. And also shout out to Bro Mikey and Next Level Cooking, and the people that I subscribe to. Thank you so much for all the subscribers, and again, Dirt Track Boys, and I really appreciate you guys, and thank you for enjoying old NASCAR content, and thank you for listening to the history of the sport that I truly love. Some have basketball, some have hockey, and others have different other things, but my passion is NASCAR, and I work really hard on these videos to try to make them look good for y'all. So if you guys have any comments or anything, just hit me up, and we'll see how it goes. Again, Dirt Track Boys, and I love you, and we'll see y'all in the next video. Peace out, chicken grease, and have a good day. And remember, sharing is caring, and we'll see y'all in the next video. Thank you so much, y'all.